Howdy everybody, and welcome to today's episode of the Debauchery Circus campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. As always, we are live streaming our sessions on twitch.tv first, and then we'll be uploading the episodes to YouTube and podcast 1 week later. If you enjoy what you see here, feel free to follow us here on Twitch, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can check us out on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV or on Twitter as Random_Rhapsody. So, when we last left off our intrepid band of adventurers, the Debauchery Circus had traveled to the capital city of Northamia to deliver a letter to the King's Chamberlain, as well as escort the young Edmund Coltrast to report the murder of his family to the king. The party spent their morning purchasing a few items at the enchanter's shop before moving on to a nearby alchemist. There, the group purchased a few more potions and got into yet another argument with the shopkeeper. But they eventually made their way to Northgard Palace to complete their mission. At the palace, the group was at first surprised by how easy it was to gain admittance inside, but soon discovered the castle's bureaucracy had its own challenge. The group was left alone inside a small waiting room for several long hours, each growing more and more bored as time went on. Eventually, Mildred Valcom, the King's Chamberlain, or Chancellor, did eventually meet with the group, and which was kind of when things started to get a little strange. Oh, but before that, I forgot to mention, Finn had sent Barnabas Invisible out to scout around the castle just a little bit. But with Mildred Valcon, the King's Chancellor there, at first she was interested in their story, and also seemed interested in Fantine's elven ancestry. No doubt because of the recent news that the elves had left their homeland of Ilmithica, and was traveling into Radagast. Once the group introduced Edmund, however, the woman abruptly decided to leave and arrange an audience with the king. She left the group once again, and eventually returned, this time flanked by a large group of guards. The circus was ordered to disarm before they met with the king, and, once they complied, they were led not to the throne room like they had expected, but down instead into the lower part of the castle. The group became suspicious of this, which eventually proved to be true, as the guards led the circus down into the castle's dungeon. The guards began to shackle the group, telling them that they were under arrest. Edmund, Ormr, Finn, and Fantine were quickly shackled, but Tergot managed to wiggle free from his guard and used that opportunity to severely scratch up the face of the Chancellor before he too was eventually shackled. Valcon fled from the jail, calling for help, and she was followed quickly by Finn and Fantine, using their Misty Step and Thunderstep spells as they attempted to surround the woman. And so, Debauchery Circus, we're still in initiative order from last session, but before we get to that, I need somebody to roll a D100 for me. I think, Fantine, you are the first person in chat, so why don't you go ahead and do that.
Okay. I got a 48.
Okay. So, the question of this week is, what aspect of your character's future are they most curious about? Or, if they could know one thing about the future, what would it be? I'll go ahead and throw that up in chat. So, Fantine, what's the one thing you would like to know about your future?
I guess I'm wondering if I'm going to travel to another plane of existence.
That sounds like something Fantine would definitely enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I dig it. Finn, how about you?
I want to know if I'm ever gonna be able to find somebody to help me out of this attachment and who that might be.
That has been Finn's big quest, getting himself unshackled to the demon he's bonded to. So, yeah, I understand that. Tergot, how about you?
Not. I don't think Tergot really would want to know anything about his future, honestly.
Really? That's kind of interesting. Just happy to live in the moment?
Yeah, I think if he knows what happens in the future, he's going to be constantly focusing on that moment, and he doesn't want to, be living in that moment. He wants to be living right now.
Well, that's a good point. Ormr, you're last.
I think Ormr would probably want to know if she'll be able to meet any monks with more skill than her that would potentially be able to bestow some of their knowledge and or useful items on her at some point.
Well, I suppose anything's possible. There are definitely master monks out there in the world. You just have to wait and see if you find them. But that gets us to the beginning of initiative. As you guys are kind of all, thinking about that and thinking about what the future might hold for you all, let's go ahead and get right back on into the initiative order. Let's see here. Get the battle music up a little louder. There we go. So, we're starting off things with the guard captain, who, seeing that several of the circus are now shackled and being held down, looks back to the two that disappeared, and he at least saw that they had disappeared from his sight and appeared some down there behind him, at least. So he probably has a bit of vision on Finn as he's looking around. He points down towards Edmund, Ormr, and Tergot, and he orders his guards, "Lock them in their cells! Get them secure, then help get these other idiots!" And he goes charging towards you, Finn. 5, 10, 15 feet. You're shackled. You are trying to grab the Chamberlain of this castle. So he's going all out on you. His main focus here actually is getting you unconscious, getting you down. He pulls out his longsword, and he makes a very large two-handed slash at you. And that's a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that's 12 points of damage to you, Finn. Though that should not have been auto-rolled. I hate it when it does that. I don't know why it just randomly sets the thing to auto-roll. Anyway. He has 2 attacks. And he's taking his second one now. And that's a 22 to hit.
Yep.
So that's 20 points of damage total for the second strike. Once he swings twice at you, he just holds his sword up and he says, "Surrender now, or you will die here on the spot." Next we come to Mildred. Mildred, on her turn, you've just got slashed twice, Finn. Fantine, You are kind of surrounding her. She looks between the two of you, and she really only has one recourse of action. And she casts Misty Step, disappearing from between the two of you, and appearing right here at this door. As her free action, she opens the door, slips beyond it, and you can hear her yelling because the door is open as she runs, and she's yelling out, "Guards! Guards! Prisoners are escaping!" And that's her turn. For the veterans' turns, they are all... the ones who are holding the three of you, Edmund, Ormr, and Tergot, they begin hauling you up and pulling you and guiding you towards the jail gate, jail cell doors. This door right here. Are you guys resisting? Or are you guys actually going along with them?
As long as they're not being too forceful, I'll go with them.
They're not being forceful. They've seized your arm and they're basically just pulling you along.
Yeah, I mean, if they're being polite, then.
Mm-hmm. Polite enough for guards, though they do definitely seem tense.
Yeah, they're not obviously not going to, doing it like, come on, let's go, but just.
And they're able to move you around there. Ormr, are you resisting?
I might be a little bit because I'm seeing my friends back there getting attacked, and I'm probably going to be like, hey, wait. What about my friends back here?
Okay, so if you're resisting, what this is going to be is a contested athletics check. So I need you to roll yours, and the veteran's going to roll his. So he is pulling against you, and you're fighting back and kind of digging your heels and pulling back, yet yelling, "What about my friends? What about my friends?" The guard is trying to pull you as best as he can, but since you're resisting, you're kind of stuck right there until another one comes up from behind, grabbing you from the other side and starts trying to pull you as well. Or actually, no, that would be a guard that's next to you, so we're going to have to wait for his turn to do that. This guard over here opens the door to this back area. So I'll go ahead and move that. There we go. That guard's pulling him. This guard is pulling Edmund. Edmund is not resisting. Able to move up ahead to there. The last remaining guard is heading down and rushing to help his captain. He moves to the other side of you, Finn, there. He holds his action. He has his weapon drawn out and ready, but he does not seem to be attacking. He's holding off, and he has his weapon pointed towards you. The captain said surrender, and he's now holding his action to see what you do in response. Tergot, it is your turn. Are you wanting to do anything, or are you just continuing to allow the guard to take you along? Sorry. Tergot, it is your turn. Are you doing anything to resist in this moment, or are you allowing him to take you along?
Just gonna kind of turn my head like, hey, listen, if you just tell me where my cell is, I can get there much faster than you can drag me. I don't want this to take too long.
Just come along quietly and it won't take too long.
Literally, I can move 120 feet. I can get there to my cell, immediately. Right now. Just, you gotta tell me which one it is.
First on the right. I have to open the door.
Oh, okay. First on the right. Is he letting me go?
No, he's not really letting you go. he's just walking alongside you. But if you want to try to pull away and run up there, you're absolutely welcome to.
Yeah, why not? I'm gonna use my feline agility and a dash action to move.
Okay, so he is holding you. So make an acrobatics check for me, which I'm sure that you're gonna get out. But let's check.
0.2.
It's a pretty good roll, but still not enough. And yeah, you easily wiggle out of his grasp and go darting off with your feline agility. And the guard's just like, what? He seems kind of stunned.
See, I told you. Make this a lot easier. Are there no prisoners in here? Wow, this is an empty plate. Anyway, I'll be right here.
The guard that's over there next to you, Ormr, is coming along, and he's giving the veteran guard the help action. So he's going to be assisting to pull you on his next turn. We're up to Barnabas's turn. Finn, what is Barnabas doing?
Let's see. So the higher gentleman is the guard, and the lower is the captain?
No, the higher is the captain, the lower is the regular.
Okay.
Hey there, Joe. Good to see you. Yeah, Tergot is a funny character, to be sure.
Does the captain look like, what does he have on him?
Let's see here. Looks like he's wearing some pretty heavily reinforced plate armor.
Do you have a key ring with all the keys on it?
That's mostly what I'm thinking.
It's a good idea.
Make a investigation check for Barnabas's action.
Sure. Ha! Boom! Natural 20.
You see really good that he doesn't have it.
There is a keyring on his belt, as well as a small bag, kind of tied with leather on the back of his belt. There's also a dagger there, another pair of manacles. That's what's in there on his belt. Apart from that, with that investigation check, you would also be able to see his very large longsword. Seems to be crackling a little bit with energy, with electric energy.
Okay.
Howdy there, Zodiac. Thanks for stopping by.
Attempts to steal the keyring while invisible.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow you to do that. Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. What can Barnabas do as a familiar? What's the familiar rules?
Well,
Pop up the spell, find familiar, just so we're, because this might be a bit too much for him to do on this turn.
okay. How do I pop it into chat? Oh, I want to pop it into chat. Damn it!
Are you clicking the little quote bubble?
Hang on.
I think that'll do it.
This.
Hey.
And then I also have Pact of the Chain, which gives me additional things. I also have Investment of the Chain Master, which gives me...
Okay, so while he can do an attack action as a bonus action, I also allow him to do certain things as actions. His action this turn was investigation. I don't really think he can have a bonus action of his own. He's doing a command that you're giving him, basically.
So that took an entire action?
Yeah, to come over and investigate him. Yeah.
Okay. And he is intelligent.
Which is why I allow him to do it. But it's still this is a 6-second thing that he's doing. You know.
Okay.
But on his next turn, he could try to do that. Next up, we have Ormr. What you doing, Ormr?
So I'm assuming they're still trying to get me to go back there. I'm gonna slowly go with them, but still trying to hang back. So, like, if my friends need help, I can, unleash the beast and go try to help.
Okay. So you are allowing them to drag you, not resisting nearly as much, but still trying to keep them going slow. So we'll probably be able to get them 10 feet. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, because I am a giant turtle.
Exactly.
And I'm sure they're not that strong.
Exactly. Finn, it is your turn. What are you doing?
I am going to attempt to make a persuasion check on the woman. Be like, look, just tell us who you're working for anyway. What the heck's going on here? I thought we were on the same side, lady.
Okay, so you're trying to make a persuasion to the woman running away, yelling for guards to come help. And
I mean, it could just as easily be on the guard captain. I just figure she's the one who's probably got more information. And, she might be the only one who's actually against the king. But we didn't actually attack her until they started trying to shackle us. So.
Is this on the king's orders?
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how to rule this within context of the game. You're old high, so I feel like you should get something, but just from a perspective of somebody, she's the chancellor of this kingdom. She gave the guards orders. They're doing exactly what she told them to do. You guys attacked, so that's their side of things.
Right, but we only attacked when she started shackling us.
Yeah, because she ordered you guys shackled.
No reason to want us shackled in the first place, unless she's working against the king.
I mean, that's something that you can. I mean, that's a good perspective of it. I'm trying to think what she would do from her perspective, knowing her backstory the way I know it, and figuring out where to go from there. I'm gonna say that you calling out, trying to reason with her, has given her pause for one moment, and she falters in her steps. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
He doesn't say anything?
I mean, if you want me to give you the story as a book, I can sit here and explain why she's doing what she's doing, but...
No, I think the question is just, are you working for the king or not?
Are you legit, or are you trying to take over the kingdom?
Of course I'm not trying to take over the kingdom! Now get in your cells! mean, I don't really know what else to tell you. She's not. You can try to roll as high as you can, but if somebody is working directly against you, you're not going to be just automatically persuade them to tell you why.
No, but I persuaded her to say something, and now I can make an insight check to find out if I think she's lying or not.
Okay. I suppose that's fair. Go ahead and make an insight check.
22.
Yeah, definitely seems off. While she is working for the king, she is an employee of the king, this definitely does not seem like something that just the ruler of a country would authorize to shackle random strangers. Yep. It definitely seems off to you.
Cool. So, let me see. And that burns
up your action for this turn. You still have movement.
So I have a
you still have
action
bonus,
and
yes.
a movement action. Okay. Then I am going to do a telekinetic shove on the woman. So it's a strength saving throw for her.
Okay.
And it's 8 plus my proficiency, which takes it up to 11, plus my intelligence mod. So 13. Damn. Okay.
So she suddenly just feels a invisible shove on her back as she had stopped.
Probably her front, because I was trying to push her back towards us, but either way she saves, so.
She gets invisibly groped.
There you go. She got invisibly groped.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, this is a little anime-ish at times, so I go with that. You try to shove her in her chest, but somehow managing to slip your mage hand around her, but you accidentally grab her boob.
That's disgusting. We're in the middle of a fight.
As I'm saying in my head, not that she can actually hear me, I'm sorry, that one was not my fault.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
But the good thing about that is that technically nobody actually saw me do anything. So.
Yep, just she knows. Just she knows. Okay, so now we're at Edmund's turn, and Edmund is, I mean, he's a kid. He's going to be fighting against this guard pulling him, but guard's pretty damn big, so we'll see what happens.
I would at least mention to Fantine, this lady's a terrible liar.
Oh, maybe you're just really perceptive.
Yeah, it's like, I just wasn't quite sure what to give you.
No, that's fair.
So anyway, Edmund's pulling against the guard, straining, trying to get away, and this guard just yanks him along. He's twice as strong as the kid.
Come on, Edmund, the cell looks fine. Come on. And that's my reaction.
I'll allow it. Fantine, it's your turn.
I think I'm gonna allow myself to be imprisoned, because all my friends are getting imprisoned. Alright, you win. I lean my my quarterstaff up against the wall because I don't want them to know I could disappear it.
Sure, absolutely. You mean your glaive?
Yeah, my glaive.
Oh yeah, gotcha. So you lean your glaive against the wall that had been in your hands. How did it get in your hands? I don't remember. Anyway,
because I used an action to summon it.
Oh,
right?
That's right.
Or did I even use it for this?
I don't remember you even using it.
Yeah,
I don't think you did. That's why I was like,
well, I'm envisioning myself with it. Okay, so it's not here. They don't know.
I don't care. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you. You can.
It's not here. They don't know.
Good. Yeah, it's good for it not to be here and them to not know. So I'll just hold my shackled hands out and say, "Take me away, Captain."
Okay. So, just for the sake of narrative purposes, Fantine gives up resisting, holds her hands out. Eventually, it seems like everybody's Finn, are you going to try anything else on your turn?
Not if the lady's running away now.
Well, on her turn, she does continue on forward. Eventually, she comes to a door and calls for more guards.
Then no, I'm not going to do
Yeah.
anything else. If I could have reached her, I could have dropped a fireball, but she moves before I do, and they would get multiple attacks of opportunity on me.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Then, for the sake of the narrative, everybody eventually is re-grabbed, dragged in to the guard room. And then they begin the slow process of, processing you, I guess is the best way to say it. I assume Barnabas is still invisible at this moment, Finn.
Oh, yes.
So what are you having him do as you finally give up and you allow the guards to grab you and drag you into the room?
Let me see. As far as I know, I only have... Yeah, it's only 100 feet of telepathy, and I don't think Pact of the Chain Master increases that.
I mean, I don't think he's far away from you yet. If we're doing this in, like, if we had gone through the round 6 seconds and then it came back to his turn.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm giving him.
Right, it's just a question of I could have him follow her, but then she would probably get far enough away from us that he wouldn't be able to tell me what was going on anymore.
Get those keys, fam.
So, yeah, I'm going to have him try and get the keys from the guard.
Okay. So, as the guard captain is the one dragging Finn back, and then another couple guards come and grab Fantine, all of you are led inside. Ormr finally probably gives up her fight in this moment, seeing everybody return grabbed. They begin searching all of you very thoroughly, and as this is happening, Barnabas, invisible in the corner, go ahead and make your sleight of hand check.
Okay, since the two of us can speak telepathically, I am at least going to resist a little bit while he's trying to get the keys to see if I can distract them.
Sure, so you're wiggling a bit, trying to stop them from searching you and fighting back a little. The guard cap, that sort of thing?
I mean, I don't really care if they search me in reality. I'm just trying to focus their attention on me so that they don't
He's
notice
distracting them.
their keys.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is what I want. I want you to make a deception check. I want Barnabas to make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
And I'm going to have the guard captain make an insight check.
Jeez. I'm assuming this one is not at advantage.
Can you give me a reason it would be?
Rain.
I mean, Barnabas is invisible, so they wouldn't be aware of his presence, so that might...
Right, but that wouldn't necessarily give me
advantage
on my deception.
I'll give Barnabas advantage on his sleight of hand because he is invisible, but you're not going to have anything for your deception.
That's fine.
However, with the 11 that the guard captain rolled, you're kind of moving around, pretending to fight back. The guard captain's getting irritated. He probably punches you at least once.
Oof.
We'll say, let's see.
18.
You take 3 points of damage from the bludgeoning punch to your gut.
I am very bloody at this point.
Probably are, yeah. And Barnabas, rolling his 18, very easily gets the keys.
Yep. He is going to then fly off into a corner where there aren't any guards nearby and high enough that they would literally have to start waving a weapon around in the air or something to even accidentally touch him. And then he'll follow behind us when we get taken to our cells.
Does his invisibility extend to the keys? That's my question. Because
things that you are
any
wearing or carrying,
the imp wears or carries is invisible with it.
Wunderbar.
Ooh.
So there you go. He clutches the keys to his chest and goes flying up into probably this corner right over here. And
Now I'm just imagining like a miniature version of Flava Flav wearing his big ass clock. Just wears a ring of keys around him.
I'll allow it. Absolutely. And yeah, Hellhound, it was a ballsy move, and it worked out for him, so gotta love it. Anyway. So, over the next hour or so, you guys are treated to a very fine example of North EMEA hospitality by the soldiers of Northgard Palace. Ormr, Tergot, and Edmund, each of you are taken to the back cells and locked in one of the cells. Tergot into that one that I told you, Edmund in the one across from you, Ormr the one on that side there.
Fine day, isn't it?
Let's see. Your shackles are locked into place by a long chain that's in the back wall of each cell. The length of the chain is then attached to your shackles, and you guys have basically about 5 feet of length upon each one. Each of you are thoroughly searched, and every item that you did not remove upstairs, like your armor and whatnot, is taken from you in the waiting room, and are basically leaving you without cloak, armor, belt, or even shoes, and are just left standing there in whatever basic clothing you guys were wearing underneath your gear.
As I say to the guard captain, that's not a hidden weapon. Move on, sir.
And he probably nut taps you in response. He chuckles a little bit, though. He's at least kind of amused by you. Finn and Fantine, the two of you are not taken to the back cells, but are instead taken to a room off the antechamber right there, and are both shackled to lengths of chain similar to your friends have. In this room, however...
Oh, this is a murder room.
Well, as the two of you had used magic during the fight, the guards have chained you to the inside of a room with a large magical sigil carved into the stone ceiling above you. The sigil emits an almost electric purple color from it, and as the both of you are brought inside, you can feel your magical powers slip away from you. Both of you are subjected to the same search and removal of your gear that your companions did, and you are both left there inside the anti-magic field, with the same about 5 foot of length in the chains. Once everybody is secured, the guards lock the door behind the two of you. You notice that the door in front of you, Fantine and Finn, is a wooden door reinforced with iron, with one of those little slidey doors in the top of it. You know what I'm talking about? That just open up so you can look inside, then close again. But other than that, other than the light from the sigil, it's very dark in there. Gives it a kind of weird, almost techno-y feel, vibe. Tergot, Ormr, and Edmund are in their cells. Their cells are 10 feet by 5 feet, or 10 feet by 15 feet wide. The door in front of it is made entirely of wrought iron bars. So you can probably get your hand through it if you have a small hand like Edmund or Tergot. Ormr, you're not going to be able to do that. They're pretty close together. Those doors are also locked, and you watch as the guard goes down through the back, through the door. That door, completely made of iron, has a similar slidey door on the top that you guys can see. And when that slams, it makes a loud and resounding thud before you hear a click. Since Barnabas is in that room, he watched the whole thing of all the guards searching everybody thoroughly, looking over everything, pulling everything off. He then watched as the guard captain and one of the other guards gathered up all of the gear that they had taken from you all, and they take it into this room right over here. You should be able to see that, Finn.
Yeah.
You see the guard captain go through that door, along with another guard. And while those two are gone, two of the guards come over to the table, sit down, and begin breaking out a deck of cards. Another guard sits down at the far end of the table and begins sharpening his weapon, while two more of them disappear outside. Tergot, once you're alone, you kind of feel around your body, and you realize that you do indeed have the thieves' tools that you had hidden on your body.
This is nice.
Did anybody else try to hide anything on them when the last session? I know Tergot said he did, but I can't remember if anybody else did.
So I also have those dice I hit on me?
Okay, you do have those then as well, because I remember you rolled high.
I'd say that I did, but it would be a lie.
Anything so much as they let me take my clothes and ring, so...
Yeah. Well, they definitely took those now.
Yeah.
Okay. So that, I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of initiative.
Hey, Edmund, how's your first prison sentence?
This is not what I expected to happen. I can't deny that. Why did they imprison us, Tergot?
Because they're corrupt.
We can't hear you. Anyway, there's probably like a half a dozen reasons. I did tell them that I was part of the Federation, which probably wasn't the best idea. There's that whole thing going on with the elves, so that could be. Also, I mean, there's half a dozen reasons, you know?
Well, what do we do now?
I usually like playing the insane man whenever I get into these situations, you know? And I start singing loudly in Thieves' Camp.
Okay, I like it. Go ahead and give us an example of your loud Thieves' Cant singing.
I personally do not know Thieves' Cant, so I don't really have an example.
Well,
come
I'm
on.
in
Yeah.
North Mia prison, Lord. North Mia balls got me down.
Finn, while you are in the anti-magic field, you do still have a connection to Barnabas.
Okay.
That bond supersedes, because it's not really just a magical spell. It's an innate connection through your patron. Barnabas.
Roads before hoes.
Wait,
Yes.
does that count for my packed weapon too? Could I summon it if I wanted to?
You can certainly try. But, as I was getting ready to say, Barnabas is watching for a while. He's eventually about maybe 30 or so, or actually less than that, probably about 10-15 minutes after you saw those two guards leave, they return. They walk up to the guard captain's office and step inside. About 15 or so minutes later, you see all four of them leave. The guards that had come inside and went into the captain's room, they were all carrying quite a bit of gear.
Ours?
Yours. You recognize your bag, your weapons. Fantine, you had left your glaive up there, I think. Just left it laying there because you didn't want them...
The glaive disappears when it's 5 feet away from me.
Does it? Okay. Then
yeah, so we left the room and it vanished.
Then it would have been gone. Okay. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the stuff, your bags, your weapons, all of these items you see carried in by these guys. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Who?
For Barnabas.
Okay. $14.
The one thing you did notice was missing was Edmund's rapier. It was not among the items that the guards brought down. So,
I'll relay that to Fantine.
Debauchery Circus. What are you guys wanting to do?
While after the guards out there gotten used to my very loud singing in Thieves' Cant, I'm gonna start. My hands are bound or tied or manacled. Right?
Your hands are manacled. There's probably like maybe 3 links of chain between the 2 clasps around your wrists, and then that chain is connected to another chain by a lock, and that chain is secured to the back wall back here.
All right, I'm gonna take my thieves' tools and start trying to get myself out of these, using the loud singing to cover up the noises.
I like it. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
It would just be a thieves' tool check, right?
Yes. Yeah, just click your thieves' tool check.
Yep, 12.
You're sitting there working at the locks. They're bound to your wrist. And you're trying your hardest, trying to get them, but it's a really weird angle, and you're having difficulty getting the pick in the right angle with the 12.
So me personally, I'm going to make sure that when I'm coughing up blood, I'm turning in such a way so that it doesn't get on Fantine's clothes.
Fair enough, because you are hurt and you are bleeding.
I'm at 7 out of 47. Yes, I am grievously injured. And then, how many guards are still hanging around at this point?
Right now, what you can see from Barnabas is what you can see. The captain himself is speaking with the 4 guards that are the 3 guards that are clustered around him.
What is he saying?
He's mostly giving them orders. He tells the 2 in front to head back up and resume their posts. He tells the guard here and here. I'm sorry. This one here. He tells to report back to the Chancellor that the prisoners have been secured. This guard he tells to go see about dinner. That guard heads off. The 2 guards here ask a few general questions. They ask what the prisoners are here for, why, who are these guys? The captain replies that he doesn't really know, that the Chancellor gave the order to capture these individuals for interrogation, but didn't give him much more about it than that. He tells them that he assumes you guys are all some sort of spy, maybe spy for the elves, since one of them is a half-elf. He tells them head back to their post, and their relief will be coming along shortly. So the 2 eventually do head out.
So before they go, anybody comes back in this room. So is there like a window between these 2 rooms?
No, you cannot see anything. Can you see in there?
Yeah, right now I can see into this room.
Oh, you shouldn't. Hold on a second.
I think it's just...
Would you like to shed first?
Yeah, I just...
Blood or honor?
I just did not have a wall there. That's what it was.
So, assuming that Finn would share with me that he can still see through Barnabas's eyes,
Now I can't see it anymore.
Yeah,
But-
I just added a wall there, so you should be fine now.
But I would want to, while there's nobody around looking at us, I would want to try to do an action and try to summon my glaive to see if I can.
Okay. You focus in on the connection to your patron. And with a weird twang of a banjo, the glaive pops back into your hand.
I'll dismiss it immediately. So that, yeah, I don't want it to be seen. But yeah, okay, Finn, you can go back to what you were doing. I thought there was a window between the rooms and they were looking in at us. So I was like,
gotcha.
Okay, before anybody goes back, I want to do
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry about that. You know,
Okay.
sometimes when you're doing the dynamic lighting, you miss something.
Yeah.
Which do you think the guard captain would like to shed first, Fantine? Blood or honor?
I would say he's already shed honor. So
Blood, then.
blood then. But I think that perhaps we should use this opportunity to rest and catch our breath, and then determine a plan in about an hour. If you're okay with that. I mean, you're looking pretty hurt.
What is the guard captain doing right now?
So the guard captain sent the last guy off as well.
Mm-hmm.
He then heads back into his office and disappears inside of there.
Well, that's no good then. Can't see what's inside of there now.
You can still see there are the two guards here at the table. They're still playing their card game.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them kind of joke amongst themselves, wondering who these prisoners are, why they had to capture them. One of them kind of gruffs. Wonder if the Chancellor is going to be doing her special interrogation. And they all both kind of laugh about that as well.
They did not see this coming.
Can I hear any of the conversation going on out there?
Make a perception check.
All right. And also, there are like I can see outside myself as well, right?
Yeah, I left the door. I left it open because there are bars. You can see through the bars, so you.
That's what I
can't
mean.
Yeah.
Would
You can see through the bars.
perception be at disadvantage due to his loud singing?
I mean, I would stop singing if I'm trying to hear.
Yeah.
Well, if you're stopping singing to listen, then yeah, you're just a straight perception check. And yeah, with a 23, it is kind of muffled because it's coming through a very solid door, but you can hear most of what they're saying.
All right.
Hey, fellas! What's this interrogation we're talking about? Alright, cool.
Barnabas, go ahead and make a perception check just to see if you can hear Tergot yelling.
Sure. 8. That's...
Yeah, that's
well,
dexterity.
18 was first, so...
That's a dexterity
Oh,
check.
dexterity. Wrong one. 14.
Okay. No. I'm going to say you probably can't hear Tergot with a 14. You do see the two guards kind of look up at each other over to the door, and then they kind of laugh to themselves and go back to playing cards. Tergot, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Man, these
I'm gonna
guys are not-
try one thing before I agree to a second rest, or to a short rest, which probably won't work, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So I'm
Okay.
gonna grimace a little as I pull myself into this position. But satyrs have a natural weapon, which is their horns that they can use.
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to turn my head in such a way that I can reach this like sigil thing on the ground.
So It's not on the ground. It's on the ceiling. Okay. I said.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you that the ceiling itself is probably about 12 feet upward from where you are.
What's your strength, Fantine?
Not good, but I am quite tall.
Because if you could even hold me up for just a few seconds, I could try and use my horns to scratch through part of the sigil.
We're chained to the wall, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
Oh, that's
so.
fair.
So here's how it is. I'll give it to you one more time. There's a long chain attached to the wall where you, Fantine, and you, Finn, are. The chain goes down and then attaches to a lock that's connected to the chain between your shackles, your manacles.
How far could I step, like 5 feet forward in the room?
You can step 5 feet forward, and that's the full length of the chain.
Well, that does mean that we could both reach this same spot. So... Yeah. I could attempt to stick my head between your legs, lift with my knees, and you're on my shoulder.
You could certainly try. Go as you guys are both kind of looking up there. Go ahead, both of you make a perception check.
Could I do an Arcana check?
23.
Well, this is just to see what I'm wanting to know if you can see.
See Jack squat.
Okay, yeah, you cannot.
I see all.
Finn, yes, you absolutely can. And you're looking up there, and now that you're getting a closer look at this, the sigil itself is chipped and carved into the stone of the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Inside
of that, you can see the purple that is emanating the energy downward. Mm-hmm. It comes there's a crystal itself that's all along that in a line along the carving of the sigil. The light is emanating from the gem itself that's in there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a crystalline substance that's been manipulated into the sigil. That's what's glowing, and that's what you can see.
Okay. Well, before we do anything else, one thing I am going to do, since I actually have it and kind of forgot about it, I am going to use Second Wind. Yay.
Oh yeah, you took a fighter, didn't you?
Yeah. Wow, 3 hit points. Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Finn takes a deep breath and regains 3 hit points.
Yep, he takes a deep breath and you just see him... He may seem a little bit better. Maybe the blood that's oozing along the 2 cuts in his chest isn't maybe going as bad. But, I mean, it was also electrical energy that slashed him, so there is there was a bit of cauterization. So he's probably not looking as bloody, but where he got punched is definitely broke open, and there is a little bit of blood there.
Yeah.
But you see that kind of at least scab over a bit, Fantine, with his Second Wind ability.
Can I make an Arcana check to try to see if this sigil has, like, any alarm of some kind? Like, does it let people know when it's deactivated? I want to look at the runes. What does it say?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check. Now that Finn points it out to you and you're kind of focusing on it.
Can I use my inspiration? I'm going to use my inspiration to get advantage.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and use your inspiration.
The sigils say, "Yo mama is so fat, her familiar is a cake."
You know, I have Eyes of the Rune Keeper, but runes are very hard for me. They're very difficult.
I mean, the Eyes of the Rune Keeper allow you to read language.
Yeah, I'm making a joke.
Yeah.
I have Eyes of the Rune Keeper, make an Arcana check?
Yes, I just want to make sure it's not trapped or anything. So if we try something, it doesn't set off an alarm. Oh my god.
It's definitely not trapped at all.
Certainly not trapped. So here's the question. Do we try to mess with it now? Or do you want to get that rest in and try to mess with it in an hour? I'm good either way. I'm at full health.
So, Finn, I imagine you guys have been standing there for about 10-15 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Looking into this, as you do, from Barnabas's awareness, he sees the door to to the guard's room open up, and a man in blue and white robes steps inside, followed along with a guard.
Okay.
The two of them walk over to the door you guys are at. The guard pulls out a key of his own and unlocks it, opens it up, and the two of them step inside. The guard points over to you, Finn, and the man in a robe walks over. He places his hands upon you. He does not say a word, but after a second, you feel energy begin to flow through you. And you're healed for 4 hit points.
Yay.
A priest.
Thank you.
He looks at you and nods.
Can I recognize the priest's clothing, like to determine what his religion might be?
You can make a religion check, certainly.
Not very good at those. Here's a 9.
It's hard to tell. They do seem similar to the robes that the priest that you guys had met and terrorized in the Church of the Five in Dusk Hollow. They are similar, but obviously very, very well made. Linen cloth itself. You see some gold embroidery along the edges. So you can kind of guess it's probably Church of the Five.
I'll look at
I have their Bible.
I am surprised priests of the Five usually automatically assume me to be demonic in nature.
The priest kind of looks you over once more and says, "Prisoners of the castle receive healing before their trial. Afterward, you never know."
A trial assumes that the state has not already determined their guilt or innocence. In our case, it would be a facade, a sham.
So says all the prisoners. And he turns and walks through the door, past the guard, and closes who closes the door behind him. The door is locked. The priest and the guard walk away once again. And you guys are left in the odd sort of purplish color of the room.
All right. So did we decide? I know you just got some healing. You still look pretty bad, but
As long as you can do it quiet enough, maybe once you break that thing, I can try and see if my new acquaintance is listening.
all right. I'm gonna summon my glaive, which is 10 feet, and I mean, so I'm gonna try to scratch the crystal in there, see if I can make some kind of a separation.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's see. A glaive. How long is a glaive? I think they're about.
I mean, it gives me a 10-foot reach.
Yeah. So probably about 6 feet long, plus your arm length. So yeah, if you're holding it towards the bottom, you're kind of just jabbing up at it like a spear. That sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay,
with a scraping motion in there.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
I need to, I can tap my hooves on like the floor or the ceiling to make some noise, try and cover up sounds of what she's doing.
Okay.
I wish Tergot was singing.
Oh no, I started singing again.
He's continually singing.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
Going
double
decent, yeah.
distraction.
Well, he's singing from one side. The two of you are just in this cell in the far corner. But Finn starts stomping his foot. Go ahead and make a performance. And Fantine, go ahead and make an attack roll with your glaive.
Okay.
25, bitches.
Why the crit? Why the crit? Why? Why did
Yeah.
it fail?
So Finn is basically doing a tap dance in that cell there with his hooves. And
I'm Gregory Hines right now.
Yeah, it's fucking river dance in this bitch right here, with a mood lighting to match. And you kind of stab up there with the glaive and trying to scrape at it with the tip, and it's just running like it's hard because it's the way the grooves and the indent of the chisel is. It's really hard to get up there and hit that. And like you think you're tapping it a few times, but you're not getting enough leverage. Maybe would be the right word. I don't know, but
Yeah.
You're not able to hit it. Hey there, Stage 1. Thanks for stopping
Alright,
by.
you might
man.
have to-
Try again.
Good
Finesse,
covering up.
maybe.
Yeah, good covering up my failure. I'll try it again in a bit. You can go to other people though if you want. That seems fair.
Fair enough. So Ormr and Tergot. Tergot's been sitting there singing this entire time, making loud noises, and Barnabas, you do see the two guards kind of look over at the door again. One of them rolls his eyes. You can't quite hear what's being done, but maybe they're irritated. Who knows? But Tergot, you're still singing.
Yeah, I want to say if there are any syndicate members in here, this is pretty much trying to get them to help me out. By the way, I don't know if there are, but
Well,
because it's thieves' cant, and it's an encoded language.
Sure, absolutely. So you're yelling out, trying to use that that language of yours, your thieves' cant. You don't hear any response. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception 6.
Yeah. Other than your own singing, you can't really. There doesn't sound. You can't hear anything else. You're not even sure where your companions are until you kind of look over and try to see them through the bars.
Oh, Edmund, you're still over there. Hi.
Hello, Tergot. Yeah. He's kind of tugging at his chains a little bit.
Well, I don't think there's any other of my well, not really my. I don't think there's any syndicate members in here, so that's surprising. And I'm gonna see if I can get this lock again.
Okay. Go ahead and make. There
Natural
you go.
20.
I think it works.
Oh yeah. With ease, you just wiggle that. Which one were you going for? Were you going for your manacles?
Yeah, I was trying to get my hands out.
Yeah, absolutely. You finally managed to turn your wrist just in the right way, get that pick down in there, twist it around, and pop. The manacle unlocks. You do so with the other side real quick, and you are currently free.
All right, I kind of look at my hands in surprise for a second, and then quickly just start singing loudly again. And then
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do the same to the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make your next thieves' tools. Barnabas, Finn. Barnabas, see, as this is happening, you don't know what's going on up there, but about this time, you do see two guards walk in from the hallway.
Okay.
These are you. Go ahead and give me a perception check, but I have a feeling
Sure.
you're going to make it.
For Barnabas,
Yeah, for Barnabas.
that's a fail.
So never mind. The DC was a 10, but two guards that Barnabas hasn't seen before apparently comes walking up, walks over to the other two guards. You can hear one of them say, "The Chancellor is ready to speak to one of them." The two nod. One of them gets up, unlocks this door, and Tergot, just as you had your hands through the bars and you were working at that lock, trying to find the right tumbler to get it open, you feel it click, and you feel it unlock, or at least you feel all the tumblers are in place, and you're about to turn it to unlock it, but as you do, you hear the tick of the door over here being unlocked.
I cast Pass Without Trace on myself and hide.
Okay.
So I get a plus 10 to stealth rolls. Plus 20, technically. So that would be a 36.
I have a question for God.
Yeah.
I have the ability to cast Mage Hand without verbal or somatic acquired.
Uh-huh.
Would I still be prevented from doing that in this room?
Yes, this is an anti-magic field.
Okay.
So you're unable to cast spells while in this. Mage Hand is still technically a spell.
Yep, just asking.
So, Tergot, you very quickly pull your hands back and cast Pass Without a Trace on you. Now,
Yeah.
You're still standing at the door, but you can probably back away real quick and go back over to the wall and grab the chain quick enough to see the door before the door opens up. The two guards step inside. You watch as they walk over to Edmund's cell and begin to unlock it. They push open the door, step inside. Wordlessly, without saying anything, they begin to unlock Edmund's chain from his manacles, but leaves the manacles on.
So how many guards are left in our room?
Right now, there's the one guard here,
Mm-hmm.
the one guard here at the door.
Okay.
And I suppose, let's see here, hold on a second. Yeah, that door is open, so you should be able to see beyond it with Barnabas just a little bit, so you would be able to see that guard, I think. If you can see him, you'd be able to.
Since he told me that they're going to try and interrogate one of the prisoners, then I'm going to have him come over and try and unlock our door now.
Okay. Go ahead and make... I guess... What would that be? Because Barnabas is flying, he's using the keys. I suppose that's stealth with advantage against the two guards' perception.
Sure. Jesus. +5, and he only rolled a 15 with advantage.
Yeah, so what happens is Barnabas flies over, begins trying to get the keys into the keyhole, and there's quite a few keys on here. There's about 5 or 6 of them, and he starts with one, twists it, nothing. Starts the second, twist it, nothing. But he's making some noise with, he's trying to be as quiet as he can, but he's still making noise in that lock. The two guards hear it, and they both look towards Barnabas in that moment. He's still invisible.
Mm-hmm.
But the guards jump. The one at the door points directly down and says, "I hear something over by that door." The other one jumps up and says, "I heard it as well." And both of them come running in that direction.
Do we need to roll initiative then?
Yeah, I'm going to say that we need to roll initiative between Barnabas and these guys to see who can go first.
Jesus Christ.
Dear.
It was a great try. Veteran number 1's turn. He's going to come running around the table. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He hears, but he cannot see. So he's kind of looking around, moving his hands around, trying to figure out why the keys is making this sound.
Dex
Is he-
save or something?
So yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure. I think this is just going to be. Well, okay. So here's my question:
Mhm.
Barnabas can at least see this coming.
Mhm.
Would he be moving defensively, trying to dodge, or is he going to freeze and try to remain hidden? Because
He's
what
gonna
he's
try and dodge.
going to try and dodge.
Yep.
Okay, then go ahead and give me an acrobatics check from him.
That's dexterity, right?
Yes, that's dexterity versus his investigation check, which is going to be just an intelligence roll.
Does he get any bonuses for being smaller than the guy?
Not really. I don't see. I mean, it's just how speedily he is versus. Yeah.
Well, he failed
So,
by
yep.
1.
He failed by 1. So the guy flailing about hits Barnabas, feels that, and grasps, tries to grab onto him, yelling, "I got something! I got something!" The other guard comes running up, and he's going to try, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, just has enough movement to go ahead, run up, and he's going to make an athletics check to try to grab still technically invisible because he doesn't turn invisible until, I guess, he attacks, or...
Correct.
So, he's doing this blindly, so
Yep.
I'm going to give him disadvantage on this athletics check. We're going to be going based on your previous dexterity roll.
Okay, so 16. Got
Yeah,
it.
so 16. Oh, and that's a critical failure. So he reaches out, tries to grasp at it, at the Barnabas there. He slips out of Barnabas slips out of his grasp and just barely manages to stay afloat. He is flying. He is partially surrounded and he is invisible, but it is Barnabas's turn.
Okay. Oh, its statistics are same in each form, so that wouldn't help him. I was gonna say that he could transform into a spider and become even smaller, but that wouldn't help him because it doesn't say anything about changing his size. He's just gonna try and escape out of the guy's hands.
Okay. So,
Get away.
so what is he just moving out?
Trying to, yeah.
Okay,
Because
so
if he tries to sting the guy, then he'll become visible.
yeah. Okay. So what happens there? Actually, I probably should have had the other two guys in Edmund roll as well, but that's okay. I'll just have them go at the end of Barnabas's turn. Barnabas is just flying away. The two of them are going to get opportunity attacks on him because they are there. These are just going to be unarmed strikes, though. So because they're just kind of grabbing, feeling around, trying to do that. So basically, I'm just going to be doing athletics checks for the two of them instead of just regular attacks.
Okay, disadvantage because he's invisible or no?
Yeah, I'm going to say probably.
Yep.
But this is against his AC.
His AC is 13.
Whew!
Just made it.
Just barely manages to squeeze past their hands as they both are lunging out trying to grab at him, and he does successfully manage to flee. Which direction is he going?
We'll say over this way.
Does Barnabas still have the keys?
Yes,
Nice.
over this way.
Okay. But you should be able to move him, so...
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted me to or not.
Yeah, go ahead. Move him however
Okay.
you want to.
I can't see anything beyond this point, so...
Okay. How much more movement does he have?
Let me see. If he was...
You know what? That is a closed door. So let me move that to the other side so you can actually see it. Why is it not letting me move the damn thing? There you go. So that's actually a closed door right there.
Okay.
Let's see. What did he do on his turn? He just fled, so he just moved. He still has an action. So he could try to open the door if you wanted him to.
Would that be a... Could he do a stealth check to try and do it quietly? Because if not, then he'd probably just stand there and not make any noise.
I'm going to say that you can try to use your action to quietly open the door if you want to try to do that. That would be a stealth check, yes. Or you can just remain there where he is. It's up to you.
No, I'll just hide.
Okay, so just give me a straight-up stealth check at advantage because you are invisible.
22.
Okay. Next, we come to the veteran's turn. So actually, it would be the veterans in the back's turn at this point. The two of them are taking Edmund out now. You would be able to see this, Tergot, them escort Edmund out. They lock the door behind you here.
Alright, once that door closes, can I get an initiative order? Or is this just for them? Because
no, that's fine. That's fine. You can be in initiative order. Go ahead and do that.
A big ol' 6.
Okay. So, I guess Barnabas would not be able to see this either, and technically neither would Tergot, because the door is closed. So, there. Just to make it easier for me. Anyway. They take Edmund out. They see the two guards flailing about there. Barnabas could probably hear someone yell, "What are you two idiots doing?" One of them calls back, "There's something over here trying to get at the lock." By this time, I would say probably the guard captain would have heard this as well. But I'm not going to add him to initiative. Let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and add him to the bottom because he's not going to move. He just hears this. The guards are calling out, "Well, find whatever it was. We have a job to do." And they lead Edmund down to about here. So that's probably about their movement. These two come out. And you can see, Barnabas can see the two of them kind of moving about in opposite directions, trying to find him, essentially, but they have no idea what they're looking for. So I'm going to have each of them to just roll straight-up perception checks against your stealth.
Aha, not good enough.
Not good enough. And you're watching, they're kind of moving around. They have their hands out, trying to reach for everybody. Not seeing anything, not feeling anything, and they're getting frustrated. You can see the frustration on their face, Barnabas. But that's going to be it for their turn. And I think this is also a great place to take a break. Because it is 4:30. So, howdy everybody, we are back, and when we last left off, well, the Debauchery Circus was in a bit of a pickle. They've been captured by guards, apparently on the orders of Chancellor Valcon. Don't know why that's happening, but they do know that it is. They're all in cells. A couple of them are in a cell that prohibits magic. And young Edmund Coltrast has just been taken away by the guards, apparently to be questioned. So, picking right back up where we left off, Tergot, it is your turn, and you had just seen young Edmund being taken away. What are you going to do?
Alright, I'm gonna give them a second to get away from the door so they don't hear me. And then, I got that door unlocked. This door unlocked, right?
Well, so what I said was you had gotten all the tumblers in place and was about to turn it. So I'm not going to make you re-roll. I'm just going to say that you put your pick back in and you can turn it with no problem and unlock yourself.
Alright, then I'll kind of carefully just, inch it open. And walk out and, just, appear at a Ormr's door and say, "Hey, they took Edmund," and start trying to get her door open.
And
Okay.
Fantine and I get in the initiative.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the two of you in there in the next initiative round. So Ormr, you go ahead as well.
I'm also going to add Ormr to be able to use my pass without trace.
Well, it's just a radius around you, so as long as she
it's
remains,
creatures I choose, but
yeah, but it's as long as she's in the radius of it and you chose her, then yes.
and I got a 17 for this door.
Okay.
And while he does that, can I do something, or do I have to wait for my turn?
You're gonna have to. Well, I'm gonna. You weren't in initiative, but you've been watching. I'll give you this moment to do something, and then your next initiative will be the next round. So yeah, you can be doing something right now while he's picking your lock.
Okay. And Tergot, are you singing again while you're doing this by chance?
No, actually, the spell masks sounds, so.
Oh, it masks all the sounds? Okay,
Yeah,
that's good to know.
It also kind of envelops me in shadow. So.
Okay, then since it masks the sounds and stuff, I am going to try to just use brute strength to break these chains.
Okay. Now, are you trying to rip your manacles free from the chain on the wall? Or are you trying to rip the manacles free from themselves? Like there's a little bit of chain between that, and then there's a chain connected to that chain going up to the wall. So what part are you trying to break?
I imagine I'm just like kind of have my hands in front of me and just like as hard as I can, like break them like down and out, like just try to break them apart.
Okay, I dig it. Go ahead and make a strength check.
So 18, not bad. Hopefully it's good enough.
You exactly hit the DC. So yeah, you pulling apart as hard as you can, you rip the chain linking your two manacles together free, and as they break apart, that also the chain that was connected to the two chains falls down to the ground, and your arms are free. You still have the manacles around your arms, but your hands are free.
Oh well, I mean they're just iron bracelets at this point.
Indeed, they are.
Did I get this door open? I rolled a 17.
Yes, with the 17, you are able to pick that lock.
All right, and then for the rest of my turn, I'm gonna use Feline the Jody and just move down here. I got 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45, 50, 55, 60. Just I'm checking each cell to see if there's anybody in them.
Sorry. Okay. You used your action to unlock Tergot's cell. Ormr's cell. Then you use your movement and your feline agility to move up along the cells.
Yeah, just looking through each of them, making sure there's no one in there.
Is feline agility a bonus action, or is that just something you can do?
Just something I can do.
Okay. Then yes, using your bonus action for this, go ahead and make a perception check.
Natural 20?
As you're running down the hall, you're just looking into each cell, and your cat-like eyes, perfect in that dark vision, you can see that there is nobody else in these cells at this moment.
Well, yeah, that's everything.
Absolutely. So, Barnabas, it's your turn. What are you doing?
Okay. He's gonna try and move past this guard and back to the door.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage.
Sure. 22.
Yeah. They're still just looking around with their arms out, kind of feeling, and Barnabas just flies as high as he can, skims along the ceiling, goes down to get around the door and over to your door.
Yep. He's already tried, 2, 3 keys?
Yeah, he can probably do a couple more
Okay.
on this turn. What I want you to do, let's see, you already used 3 of them. There's 8 of them on there. So, roll me a d6 2 times, and we'll see whether or not he gets the right key.
Okay. 4 and 6.
Yeah, 6 is what you're looking for. Barnabas tries one key, doesn't work. He kind of shakes his head, does another key. This one clicks. But that's going to be it for his turn.
Okay.
Now we've come to the guard captain's turn, who's heard all this commotion. And he steps out opens his door, steps out, walks over to these men. What is the meaning of this? And one of the guards turns to him and says, the Chancellor wanted to question him. We're bringing her up to her. Guard captain replies, wishes to speak to a child. This is highly unusual. I am going to join you. I have some questions about this. He falls in place behind them. And since the veterans come next in turn, I'm going to kind of move the 3 of them as one. $5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 for their action. Sorry, I just realized I wasn't holding shift. The 3 of them, I'm having the 3 of them move as one once the captain joins them. They all move their full movement. They walk past Barnabas. And Barnabas, you see them disappear behind the door.
Okay.
And they disappear. About 5 minutes later, not 5 minutes later, a few seconds later, the 2 guards return, walk inside, and they're kind of looking around, trying to still kind of on guard, But Barnabas, right before then, you would have heard the guard captain tell the two men to go back to the room and get back to their watch.
Mm-hmm.
For the remainder of their turn, Barnabas watches them walk over to the table, sit down. One pulls out a water skin and kind of takes a drink. But both of them are now much more heightened and alert, and they still have some very wild eyes looking around, trying to figure out, trying to be as perceptive as possible. Basically, they're just on high alert now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to describe it. So, those are all of the guards' turn. Finn, it is your turn now. That guy should not be in there.
Okay. I don't have any weapons on me, and I'm fairly certain, even if I jumped, I wouldn't be able to try and, like, stab the crystal with my horns, would I?
It would be a hell of a leap, and
I do have mirthful leaps, which gives me a d8, adding to the number of feet I cover when making a long or high jump, even when making a standing jump.
no. So basically, what I'm trying to determine, I said that the chain gives you 5 feet of movement from where it's positioned on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably about 6, maybe 7 feet in length total, given like angles. No, I'd say probably 6 feet in length in total. So because you do have that ability, yes, you could make an acrobatics check and roll a d8 to get there. I'm just trying to figure pendulum how high you can get. So 6 feet plus upward plus your arm length. It's going to be really. It's going to be close.
It wouldn't even have to be my arm length because it'd be the top of my head because it's my horns.
Yeah, so that would add into it as well. So probably add an extra 4 feet to the 6.
Yeah.
That's going to be 10 feet in total.
Plus whatever I roll for the mirthful leaps.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's how high you could get.
Gotcha.
10 feet, it's probably about halfway up the wall. So I'm going to say, yeah, it is theoretically possible to get that direction. You're looking at it and you're estimating, and you think you might have enough length. You're not 100% sure. Go ahead and make your acrobatics check to jump, and add your d8 to it.
Here's the acrobatics, which is terrible. But I got a 7 on the d8, so it's an extra 7 feet that I can cover.
Yeah, you can. So you could theoretically get to that, but as you jump, your legs. You're trying to get there. You jump as high as you can. Then you have the extra bonus of the 7 feet. You can probably just barely glance off it and hit it.
That's fine.
Because you jump so terribly. But
do I need to make an attack
extra
roll?
Length. You're going to make an attack roll at disadvantage because of the poor acrobatics roll. But because of the length, you are able to get there.
A 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, even with a 9, you jump up there and you strike against the sigil with your horns. But your horns are curved, and you're trying to hit a tiny groove of a chisel and a gem line inside of it. And it's a tough thing to bullseye. And your horns do hit the ceiling, but they hit the stone of the ceiling and miss the engraving.
As long as I didn't hurt myself.
It probably rattled your head a bit, I'd imagine. Didn't feel great, but you didn't lose hit points.
Good. Oh well. There's not any kind of like food slot on our door, is there?
There is. There's like a little door
slot
that he opens to look through.
Yeah, there is a slot that he looks through that's currently closed.
How big is it?
1 by 1 maybe. It's not very, actually even less than that.
1 by 1 feet?
Probably probably 1 foot wide by half foot tall. It's not very big. It's made specifically to be able to look through.
Okay. So Barnabas is tiny. Can he try and squeeze?
How big is Barnabas specifically?
Let me see if I can find out.
He could also transform into a spider.
Yes, but his size doesn't change. Otherwise, I would have already had him try and turn into a spider.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't change. It doesn't change the tiny status, but I would imagine it would still, he still would be flatter as a spider.
Let me see.
Just like I'm medium-sized and an orc is medium-sized.
Yeah, let me see if I can find... Okay, tiny, it says their space that they occupy is 2.5 by 2.5 feet. But that's only for, how much they occupy in combat. It doesn't actually say how tall they are.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of DM's discretion. How big is an imp?
Same size as a sprite. Smaller than a giant rat.
But yeah, and I guess it's the question of if he turns into... Because I know they can also turn into a rat and a raven. If they turn into a raven, he's not like an oversized raven, is he? Or is he like a huge rat? Or is he rat-sized,
So I'm just looking at the description right now of the imp and what he is. He's probably... Because he has to be big enough to carry something heavy like that iron thing at keys. So he has to be at least somewhat bulky. Look, considering his wings, considering his arms, I'm going to say he probably stands maybe only 1.5 feet.
Yeah, so
tall-ish.
He could probably try and squeeze.
He could try to squeeze through there and possibly make it. It's going to be a very tight fit, so it's going to be an acrobatics check.
Sure.
However, he's also trying to hold a big key ring that's, probably half his size, the ring itself, and the keys are another probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches, probably 2 inches long. So, I mean, trying to squeeze through with the keys.
Could he set them down first?
He could, yeah, if you wanted him to drop the keys somewhere.
Okay,
Oh.
I want to try and do one more thing on my turn if I can, since it's not his turn yet. So this is an anti-magic field.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make an Arcana check to see if I could tell whether or not he would wink out if he came in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
13.
You're not sure.
Okay.
It's an anti-magic field. You kind of have a feeling he might.
Okay.
So
well, then that screws up that plan.
You could command... I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Finn, command him to pass the keys through, and then I'll step over there and try to catch them.
The door's already unlocked.
But for our manacles.
Oh. Sure.
I'm still chained to this wall, but I can move 5 feet, so I could move right here.
Yeah.
On my turn.
Sure, so that's what I'll tell him to do telepathically then.
Okay.
Catch it on my nose, or in my teeth. Ah.
Catch the ring on your glaive.
Yeah, I could also do it on my glaive. Well, because it's... I imagine are my hands behind my back?
No,
are they in front of me?
They're actually in front of you.
Okay, then I'll just grab it with my freaking hand.
Yeah. In either case, it's Turtle's turn.
It is. Ormr, your door has been unlocked, and you did manage to break your chains.
Okay, I'm gonna step outside. Where was... Okay, Tergot's down there. I'm just gonna step outside and kind of reconvene with Tergot and kind of figure out what our plan of action is going to be here, because I'm not going to go rushing in without backup.
Well, and you find yourself in the well-lit hallway of the cells. You can see Tergot halfway down the hallway. And you go over to him and kind of reconvene, I guess. What do you say?
Hey, so what do we do? Do we want to try to surprise these guys and?
I was thinking about breaking down one of these walls. Try to get our stuff back, if it's even down here, I don't even know, but... Because we can't go through that door. We probably should... they were talking about some special interrogation method, and I don't want Edmund to go through that.
And so, where did Edmund go? Where is he? Because I'm assuming I didn't see them taking him out.
Probably not.
A couple guards took him. Just outside. I didn't see much. I was more worried about not being seen outside of my manacles. So
you didn't see where they took him?
They took him outside that door right there.
And that's the door to the south, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was thinking we could break down one of the walls and see what to do from there.
Is there a check I can do to see if I would even have any hope of breaking down a wall? Like, without actually trying to break down the wall?
I don't know. You can certainly try. What do you think that would be?
Am I smart enough to see that this wall is too thick?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so make an intelligence check.
Intelligence? Well, that's gonna suck for me.
Well, don't take it from me. You can argue for something else. I'm just.
Well, because I was thinking, I don't know if I don't know if survival would work or investigation.
You can make an investigation check.
Craft,
That's
maybe
fine.
if you have tools for it.
Yeah, well, fuck shit, man.
Oh, fuck shit.
You have no idea if you could punch through a wall.
You're like
You're
looking
not-
at your hands, like,
Yeah.
I'm so strong.
You're looking down at your hands,
What do I
and
do?
you're a great fighter, but your fighting ability is more how quick you are, not how tough you are. You're not quite sure if you could break down a wall or not.
Sounds like a great idea to me.
You have no clue if you can do it, do you?
Not a single clue.
I mean, I just watched you rip metal in half. Like, this is stone.
So, which wall is it that you want me to try to break down again?
We'll get to that. Because I don't know yet. It's technically not my turn.
So are you doing anything else on your turn, Ormr?
I am going to await Tergot's brilliant plan here, and I mean, I think at this point I'm just gonna go along with it. Because realistically, I don't know where they put our stuff.
Fair enough. Okay. So that's it for your turn. Fantine, on your turn, I believe you said you wanted to get yourself into position after talking over with Finn, having Barnabas try to push the keys through the door.
Yeah, so if thing is level with my face, I'll just have him pass them into my teeth and bite down. If
How tall are you?
I think Fantine's a little bit shorter than me in real life, so like 5'7", 5'8".
So it's, I'd say it's probably right about at eye level to you. Maybe
Okay.
just a little bit above your eye level. The little check window, you know what I mean?
Alright, then I just stand on my little tippy toes and grab it in my mouth if he sticks the ring through.
Okay, so right now the door, it is closed, but you're positioning yourself, getting ready to,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That's it for your turn then. You're holding action, waiting in case Barnabas opens the door and tries to push the keys through. Tergot, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take my 30 feet of movement. 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna kind of try to look at the wall from here and see if I can see if there's any possibility of it being broken down.
What wall are you looking at?
The one.
Any in general?
Yeah, the one in Ormr's cell.
Okay,
so that door's open right now.
Okay, so you go down to Ormr's cell, or that was that one. You go down to Ormr's cell and you begin looking at the wall. Go ahead and what do you think that would require?
I mean, I was going to say perception because I couldn't move further from where I was right there, because that was my full movement. So.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. My bad. So, yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
23.
It's pretty damn solid stone. The stones are deep, perfect sized bricks. A lot of mortar in a very, very small thickness. It's pretty heavy. It looks pretty thick. You're kind of like, you have the door open and you're looking back and forth, and just the walls that you can see through on the door, it's pretty damn thick. You're talking at least a foot and a half of stone. Could someone punch through that, kick through that, bash through that with a sledgehammer? Yeah, probably, given enough time. But could Ormr punch through it, or could you punch through it?
I mean, me definitely not.
Just refer to her as a sledgehammer, but don't tell her why. Say it's her new nickname.
I mean,
yeah.
In the words of Matt Mercer, you can certainly try.
You know, this prison is actually surprisingly well built. You know, I guess I've been in really bad prisons, but this is a castle.
Words of Mr. Miyagi. I have $600. Say he breaks all 6.
You know what? Just try to kick down the door or something. I don't know.
And that's my turn.
Okay. So just to give you guys a heads up, Brandie is going to have to step away from the game. She has to go help out her mother-in-law, who is currently just home from the hospital. So she might be back by the end of the session, but I'll pilot her until then. Just a heads up. But anyway, it is Barnabas's turn, and Barnabas, invisible, is floating by the door, which he had just unlocked.
Yep.
Fortunately, I never did have him roll a stealth check on that. So why don't you just give me a stealth check now?
Yeah. Diggity stealth. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So Barnabas, what were you going to be having Barnabas do as he's flying there?
Open the little tiny crack thingy as slowly as possible.
Okay. So, as he's doing that, I need a strength check from you, because he's holding the keys in one hand, he's trying to pull it open with the other.
Sure.
The stealth check was what he was using to do this action. These guys are going to get their perception checks.
Ha! Well, he's got the strength of a minor imp god, but one of them sees him.
One of them definitely sees the door. What the guard sees, which it is this guard right here. He's been facing outward, his back to the table this entire time, just keeping an eye on that door and the door down below. And he sees the door, which Barnabas very easily pushes, and it's sliding open. I assume he's doing it slowly, though, so as to not cause attention. So it's beginning to open a little bit, and the guard looks up and sees this, and sees it move a little bit more, and a little bit more, and light is just beginning to come through, that window, Fantine and Finn, you can see that, and the guard jumps up out of his chair and points directly at that and says, look over there! Look over there! Something's happening! Someone's there! But it's not his turn, so he can't do anything.
Seems like you guys have got a strange breeze blowing through here. Can you feel that? It's chilly.
That was Barnabas's action, opening the door. Are you wanting to do anything else?
Did he get it open?
If you're wanting him to push it all the way open, yes. So yes, it is. So yes, if you're wanting it to be open, and you wanted Barnabas to push it open all the way, he pushed it open all the way.
Sure, I'll just have him try and push the keys through.
Okay, another strength check.
Okay. Come on, dice. At least Fantine's there ready to receive.
Boom.
17.
Nice.
He's pushing as hard as he can, shoving it through, and the ring is starting to be pushed through. And he is getting it somewhat in there, but it's not fully through there, because he did use his full action to move the thing open. But I'm allowing him to use his movement to try to push this through. It is starting to get through, Fantine. You can see it being pushed through, and it's just barely there, about halfway through the opening.
So
Barely
since I was
there.
holding my action to be receiving this,
Yes, roll to receive. Roll
can
to
I
receive.
bite the end of it?
I've
and
always
grab
wanted
it?
to say that.
Roll?
Roll to receive.
What am I rolling?
What do you think you would roll?
I think that I just do it. But I
You
guess
gotta roll something. So
Yeah.
dexterity check.
You have high acrobatics. You
Yeah.
have high
Yeah, I
sleight of
have-
hand.
I have really high sleight of hand.
But you're not using your hands. You're using your
Mhm.
mouth.
But sleight of hand isn't just your hands. That's just
Yeah.
what they call it.
Yeah, but still, you're trying to grab something with your mouth as it's being pushed through. Using that would give you your proficiency bonus, which I'm saying. So either you can roll just a dexterity roll, and I'm going to let you just roll at base. If you're making an acrobatics check, which is using your
Well, it's the
proficiency,
same
since
either way,
you're going to have that disadvantage.
I-
So it's up to you.
I'm just gonna roll dexterity. That's a 13.
I'm going to say you're just barely managing to get your head up there and bite your teeth down on it.
I'm like looking at the guard, like, can you feel that breeze? Bite, and then kind of try to quickly move back, because I know it's gonna become uninvisible once he lets go of it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of try to quickly move out of the way so that it's not noticeable.
So I'm gonna allow you with the 13 to grab it and begin pulling it back.
Okay.
The guard with his 21 perception does see it Barnabas release it. It does flicker and become visible for one brief second as you're pulling it back. But that was your held action. You weren't able to get it. So that's it for Barnabas's turn.
Yep.
The veterans, but he did see it. Let's see. That is this guy there. He's looking. So it's actually this guy's turn next. The one guard pointed, yelled, "Did you see? Did you see?" He didn't actually see it, but now he's looking and he sees the window open. He probably didn't see the keys itself, but he does see the window open, and he comes running towards the door, and reaches out, tries to swat at whatever it is in front of that window. So that's probably going to be an athletics check against his AC.
Why athletics and not acrobatics?
Well,
Oh wait, never mind.
He's
Actually,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
he's swinging with it. Yeah, he's swinging out at it. So I'm not making him roll like an attack roll. I'm just
Yeah,
using
that's
his
fine.
athletics instead.
Armor class 13.
And that's what he rolled.
So they tied. So what happens?
So his
So he
hand,
meets the armor class.
yeah, he meets the armor class. So he swung out and is swinging wide, and his hand contacts Barnabas, and he grabs a hold of Barnabas, and he grasps him with both of his hands. What the hell is this? And I suppose in that moment, since he's grabbed, Barnabas becomes visible again.
He would get a check to resist being grappled.
Yeah, I suppose so. So that's an acrobatics check, if you didn't know.
Okay.
Do you need me to do it for you? Did we lose Finn?
Seems like it. Oh, he said his thing froze.
Oh, his thing froze? Okay. So, I'll go ahead and do it for Barnabas myself. It is an acrobatics check. So he doesn't have acrobatics on his sheet, so that's just
Dexterity.
dexterity. But that's a nat 20.
Yeah.
So he
Wow.
did hit Barnabas, and Barnabas does become visible.
Okay, I'm back. I had
But,
to
okay, no problem.
froze up.
He did a big crit.
Yeah, he got a big crit and was able to wiggle out of the guy's grasp, but he is visible now.
That's fine.
Oops. There we go. That is that guy's turn. Come to the second guard that's there, and he can see Barnabas now. And he yells out, which I'm going to go ahead and allow Ormr and Tergot. What are your guys' passive perceptions? It'll say on your character sheet.
Yeah, no. 14.
Ormr? Oh, wait a minute. That's right. She's gone. LOL. Hers is an 11. So, probably, yeah, you probably wouldn't hear this. Because while he is saying it loudly, he's not... There's still a pretty big door, and you're pretty far away. So I'm going to say, no, you don't hear this. But Finn and Fantine do, and Barnabas certainly does, as the guard points at Barnabas, yells, "What the... An imp! An imp! We have devils in here!" And he comes charging at Barnabas, pulling his sword out and swinging. So he's got 2 attacks. That weapon there is not his. It's actually from a previous encounter, but that's okay. This, however, is his. And he's making 2 swings with the longsword. First is a 14, which I assume hits.
Yep.
3 points of slashing damage. Second strike as well. And that's an 11, which misses.
Yep.
So 3 points from Barnabas. There we go. And that is his turn. The next part that happens is on the other guys' turn, but since you guys aren't there, I'm just going to be telling this to the audience. So bear with me, I'm going to go quiet for a second. Anyway, guys, just so you guys all know, the 2 guards and the guard captain that had taken Edmund away, which happens a little ways down there on their turn, but I'm going to just exposition anyway. They're heading upstairs, and they go to the second level where they meet with Mildred. They'll probably be able to get there in 2 turns, but they're going to be off this map at the start of their next turn. Okay, we are back to Finn. Finn, You do see Fantine with a ring of keys in her hand, and being telepathically connected to Barnabas, you do know that he just got hit.
Yep.
What are you wanting to do?
I'm assuming there's not going to be any way on my turn that I can like try and use the keys to unlock myself.
Probably not. You wouldn't be able to reach her to get it.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'm just going to hold my hands out for my action so that when she has access, she can just more easily unlock me.
You could also move 5 feet ahead of you to get to the full length of your chain if you wanted to get closer to her.
That's fine.
But at that distance, you're kind of like your back's to her, and you're at the full length of that chain. But you're closer to her. It'll be easier for her to get to you.
And then bonus action, investment of the chain master, so that Barnabas can make an attack on his turn.
Okay, sounds good. That's it for Finn. And we have Ormr's turn. And since Brandie isn't here, Ormr comes over and looks at you, Tergot. And she kind of says, well, what are you wanting me to do?
Just get the door.
Just get the door?
Yeah, just punch it or something. I don't know. I'm gonna try to pick it in a little bit, but...
Well, if I break it, you won't be able to pick it.
Don't punch the lock.
Yeah, fair enough. She'll come then. Let's see. Actually, she had to use her full movement to get over there anyway. So she was. Let's see right here. Or right there. She was right there. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What's her movement speed?
69.
You wish. Oh, she has 45. So 25, 30, 35.
So she pulls out her 45 and starts shooting the guards.
Absolutely. And now you're staring down the barrel of a 45. But then she punches the door and tries to break down the door. So that's going to be a strength check or an athletics check. I'll give her an athletics check. Why not? She hits against that door as hard as she can. And Tergot, you do see it buckle outward a little bit, starting to break. But it's a heavy fucking door, and it does not go down with one hit.
Oh, I think I got the message across.
So those guards.
Yeah, because
what are they focused on now?
I guess we'll find out on their turn, won't we?
Fantine,
you're
up.
What's up? Fantine, are you there?
She's muted.
Sorry, I was talking with my mic muted. How many keys can I try on my turn? Like trying to unlock him.
Okay, so let's see. You could probably do maybe 4 if you're moving fast as an action. If you dedicate your action, bonus action movement, you could probably try all of them.
Well, I want to try to just do my action first and see if I get the right one.
Okay. Roll a d8.
D8 being
I thought you
rolled.
said there was 6 keys.
No, Barnabas had used a couple. That's why I gave you the
Okay.
easier roll.
That's
But
fair.
there's a total of 8 keys. Try the
Did
first
I
one.
Tell her which ones.
Yeah,
unlock,
could he,
or which
could
one
he
unlocked the
communicate to
door.
me?
So at least it would be 7 instead of 8.
So if I roll that one again,
If it was your turn, I would say yeah, but
Okay, that's
you
fine.
did use your full turn. You did move. Well, you didn't do an action.
No.
it's just waiting for me to unlock
Okay,
him.
so what? You know what? What I'm going to allow this. Roll an intelligence check. If you beat the DC, you can remember what key it was.
Okay.
I'm going to say a DC of probably 14.
or I can tell the DM I have keen mind, which lets me remember anything I've seen or heard in the past month.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. Well, in that case, it's going to be a perception to see the key that she's holding.
Sure.
What?
I will absolutely take that. 13.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say that the DC was lowered a little bit because you're using your keen mind. So I'm be willing to take it down 1 to 13. And yeah. So you can yell to Fantine. It definitely wasn't that big black one on the end. So instead, instead,
like if I roll a 6, I re-roll it, like because I know that that's the one.
Well, what I'm gonna say, roll a d6 for me. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm rolling because I had originally rolled the d8 and got a 2. So
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to ignore that roll, because he's basically
I got
using.
a 2 again.
He was using his help action
Yeah.
from his turn. I was allowing that, so I was letting you have a better chance. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, first one wasn't the one, but go ahead and roll another d6.
Okay, so can I roll that? I don't use the same one again.
Yeah, you're not using the same one again, but you're trying to hit a specific number, and the next key you try isn't the one again. It's a little bit easier.
Roll d4.
Now, no, you're still rolling a d6. You just need to roll a 5 or a 6 to get the right key.
Big one? That's not the right one.
Yeah. So, on using your action, you've tried 3 of the keys that you know is not the one now,
So
and you knew that that from what Finn told you. There's a 4th one that isn't. So there's 4 more keys that you haven't tried. You can use your bonus action to try to do 1 more, and your movement action to try to do 1 more. So you can make 2 more rolls with a d4. If you get a 4 on either of those rolls, you found the right key.
My odds are better with the d6 having a 5 and a 6. Isn't that better? That's a 30% chance versus a 25% chance. I'm not trying to be an asshole.
You're being a pain in the ass.
How is that though? Because it
Fine,
doesn't make it
fine,
more likely.
that's fine.
For me.
That's fine. I'll let you do the d6 with a 5 and a 6.
Rolling 1 again. At this point, I just use all the keys. Because you said I could use my whole turn to test all of them, right?
Yeah, probably at this point. If you're using your full action, your movement, your everything, you can, by the end of it, on your turn, unlock yourself.
Well, I'm unlocking Finn.
Oh, you're unlocking Finn. You're not unlocking
Yeah.
yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
Then yes, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You finally, using the entirety of your turn, you manage to unlock Finn.
Woo! That was rough. It's like I feel like I ran a marathon.
I know, and you're just trying damn keys.
Alright, so now you know it's this one. I keep holding that one key up, handing it to Finn.
Yeah, you can probably hand it over to Finn to let him unlock you on his turn. I'll allow that to be a free action, but it's going to happen on his turn.
Sure.
Tergot, it is your turn. What are you doing?
You know, I really hope that caught someone's attention. This is gonna be great. How is the lock actually damaged at that?
You can make a perception check to figure it out.
Now, just to try it. Oh, thieves' tools. 20.
Nice.
Yeah, you are. It was a high DC. I'm not gonna lie, because this is a pretty big, hefty door. But a 20 definitely manages to unlock it. And you bend down, and using your action, you click open the lock.
Alright, I kind of open it just a smidge, so the next time Ormr punches it, it just flies open.
Okay, so you're just holding the door open slightly?
Yeah, no, I just kind of, open it and just kind of step back, trying not to get punched myself. But I want Ormr to be able to, actually punch it down.
Why are you gonna make Ormr waste her turn punching a door you already opened?
Dramatic effect.
Yeah, surprise. I get it. I get where he's going. Okay. That's it for Tergot's turn. Barnabas is visible.
Yep.
Is cornered by 2 guards and has been given the order to attack.
Yep.
Go for it.
You will say to them, "Sorry for this, boys, but you're working for the wrong lady." And then just ding. If he moves within someone's threat range, does he get an attack of opportunity?
He doesn't get an attack of opportunity unless he moves outside of their attack range.
Okay, then he's gonna move over here.
Yeah, he could move over, run, and be fine.
He's gonna sting the guy in front.
Okay.
15 to hit.
You strike out with the, your stinger tail, and it pokes against the splint armor that this guard is wearing, but it doesn't manage to poke all the way through. That is a miss.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. That's. Are you having Barnabas do anything else on his turn?
I don't think there's anything else he can do.
I mean, he has movement, but whether or not you want him to do that is up to you. That's
if
what
he
I mean.
moved out of somebody's threat range, then they would get an attack of opportunity.
Yes, they would. They would. I'm just saying you can still do it. I'm just saying you're choosing not to. Yes, you're choosing not to.
I'll try and have him move there.
Huh? Okay. I wasn't telling you to.
No, I know. I just realized that if he stayed there and they choose to continue attacking him, it would be 4 attacks on him instead of just 1 attack of opportunity.
It is both, because both of them gets an attack of opportunity on you, so it is still 2 swings.
Oh, well, it would be 2 swings.
Yeah, 2 swings as opposed to 4 at once. Yes.
Which I guess is at least a little bit better.
Yep. So okay, you go. Barnabas goes flying northward as fast as he can. He does get 2 opportunity attacks on him. Only one of them hit with the 21.
Sadly, he is not the gingerbread man.
Yep. 5 more points of damage against Barnabas.
Ouch. You guys really need to chill out.
That's the Barnabas voice now.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. That's it for Barnabas' turn.
Kind of imagine him as like Danny DeVito.
Mm-hmm. So, it is the veteran's turn. This guy here.
So are they going after the imp, or are they going after the giant explosion sound they heard from the door?
Well, that's what I'm trying to decide right now. One of them's going after Barnabas, and one of them is going to check the door. Because while they did see the window open, they did not perceive that it is unlocked. So as far as they know, just the door is open, or the window's open. So one of them's going after Barnabas, the guy in front. 2 attacks with the longsword. That's 1 hit and 1 miss. The hit is a 7, so that is enough to topple out Barnabas.
Yep, he disappears.
Poof. He is gone.
Oh, shit.
We will always remember what you did for us.
No, he can come back.
Yeah.
Though that did take away my vision out there.
Yeah, it did. But you don't have vision out there, so. Anywho. Next guard. They all did hear it. This one comes running up to the door. Pulls it open. Or pulls on it. Is not expecting the fact that it is open. Pulls it back, and there sees the 2 of you.
Howdy.
What? The prisoners are escaping!
Yeah, this little charade's over, sorry.
He yells, and he looks between the 2 of you. I'm going to make a roll a D4. 1 and 2, he attacks you, Tergot. 3 and 4, he attacks Ormr. So that's Ormr. So he would be right there. Yeah, he could see her either way. The door's open. Let me move that door, by the way. There we go. So, the guard goes running up and takes 2 swings at Ormr. See, the 23 does hit, the 13 does not. 3 points of damage. Minimal damage. Fuck. That's horrible.
Love that.
So
oh
3.
no, the GM finally rolled less than a 20. How terrible.
Yeah, I've kind of been all over the board. 20s and then nothings each time. That's it for that guy's turn. Finn, you are free. You have felt Barnabas poof out of existence. But the Fantine is holding the keys out for you, and so I'm going to allow you to use your item interaction to grab the specific key she used and unlock her too.
Cool. Unlock her. And since you can move through a friendly space without issue, I'm going to open the door.
Are you opening it full wide?
Yes.
Okay.
Go outside.
Let me move that out of the way here.
Say a little thank you to Barnabas as I do so.
Okay.
Made this all possible. Love that little lad.
Yep. And then there's only verbal components for this spell, so I'm going to cast Blindness, Deafness on the guard I can see in front of me.
Okay, I dig it. Go ahead and pop that up.
Boom. It is going to be a Constitution saving throw.
Con saving
17 is the DC.
throw. That's a 10, so that's a failure.
Actually, hang on. When you cast this spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature for each slot level above 2nd. So I guess I could target both of them then.
Well, no.
No?
Why not?
See, that because you're a warlock. That's the
Right.
thing. Warlocks don't have spell slots. They just cast the spell at its spell level.
No, we do have spell
No, they
slots.
cast
We
it
have
at
the
its highest
highest.
level.
We cast it at its highest.
It's always
level.
at the highest
It's always
level.
at the highest level?
Yep.
Because I have
Because we
2.
only ever get like 4 spells per day.
That's
It's-
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's 2 3rd level spell slots.
So then, yeah.
So both of
It
those
would.
guards.
It would absolutely be on both of them. So I will go ahead and make the other con save.
Yep.
Which is
They're
another
both
fucking 10.
blinded for a minute.
Okay. So
They will get to make a save at the end of each of their turns to try and end it, but
I like
they're
it.
both blinded for a minute.
I like it. So yep, putting their markers on those guys. So now both of them are blinded. Neither of suddenly their eyeballs, which Tergot and Ormr would be able to see this. The guard in front of them that just took a hit out of Ormr, his eyes suddenly just go black.
Yep.
And you see a look of surprise and confusion on that guy's face.
And then I still have a bonus action.
Go for it.
So I will try and shove the guard that is closer to me
Okay, you shoving him to you or away from you?
away from me is fine.
Okay, and what's the save on that?
It's a strength saving throw. It is DC 13.
Well, that is
Okay,
a
yeah,
nat
he
20.
saves.
Yeah. So you shove him with your telekinetic hand. It hits him, but he stays right where he is.
That's fine.
Okay, that's it for your turn.
Yep.
Next, we come to Ormr, who I am puppeting, who has seen this guard suddenly eyes go black. And, you guys have been together a little while. She knows what that means, or at least has a vague idea.
Mm-hmm.
She's going for the gusto and punching away at this guy. Now, I am going to say, though, as she's doing this, you hear her call out, don't kill them. Or, he has a higher voice. Don't kill them! Because that's probably what Brandie would do.
Yeah.
Hitting to incapacitate.
So, 2 unarmed strikes. First one's a hit. 11 points of damage to that guy. Second attack. Another hit. 8 more points. Okay. Well, I might as well go full Brandie with this because why not?
Key point.
Spend a key point.
Yep,
Flurry of blows.
spend a key point for Flurry of Blows. 2 more strikes. First one was a hit, second one was not, so 9 more points of bludgeoning damage. Still pretty damn good hit. And just to round things off, because I'm pretty sure she does have this too. Let me look one more time. Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, so go ahead and use Stunning Strike, because I think that works as well. When you hit another creature, which she did, she can spend the key point to attempt a Stunning Strike.
Nice.
So, gonna go ahead and have her do that to him. He has to make a con save. Yeah, that's definitely gonna succeed. So she spends a stun. She spends another key point to Stunning Strike, but the guard does push past it and is not stunned.
Oh. Where's the shot?
Yeah, worth a shot. Fantine, you're up.
Too far away from Magnesis, I guess.
I'm gonna come out. And I'm gonna go in range of this guy. And I'm gonna hit him with my glaive.
Okay, you're slashing at him with the edge of your glaive. Go for it.
But non-lethally, alright?
Oh, so
Non-lethally slashing him with
so
the glaive.
would you say you're hitting him with the butt of the weapon instead of the blade?
I'm bludgeoning him.
Fair enough. But unfortunately, a 14 is not going to hit. Nor a 9.
Alright, so I will see if there's anything else I want to do with my bonus action other than hit him. No, I'm just gonna whack him. I'm just gonna whack him.
Okay.
Ooh,
Nice. Critical hit.
not for a whole lot though. Question: does the psychic damage get added to the offhand, like the butt end, or is that only with my main attack?
I feel like it's just with the main attack. It's with the blade
Okay.
itself.
Okay, so it's the blade is infused with psychic energy.
Yes. But
Okay.
still, 7 points of damage. That's good.
And then I want to say, I know we're fighting, but we're not your enemies. Your orders are wrong. We came here to help you, so if you're willing to talk, we would be happy to.
Or you'll get knocked the fuck out.
Or we can continue fighting, but I really don't want to do that. I have a feeling you guys are just following directions, but this Mildred Valcon is not working on the orders of the king. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Okay, well,
they showed some hesitation or whatever, so.
yeah, so you use your action, your bonus action. I'm going to allow you to yell it out, but I'm not going to allow you to make a persuasion roll.
I'm planting the seed.
Yeah, you're planting the seed. I'm fine with that. Tergot, you're up next.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the whole Chancellor thing, and I don't realize that these guys aren't working for the king, so...
Hey, give me a perception check to see if you could hear what Fantine was saying.
So I'm gonna
I'll
take
allow that if you want to. I'm sure you heard what Fantine said, at least.
Did I? Oh.
Yeah, you're in the same room.
Wait, these guys aren't working for the king? What?
Well, I'm saying that Mildred is not working for the king. These guys are doing what they think is right.
Oh. Well, they do realize they're not right, right?
I am hoping that they come to that conclusion. We sensed it from Mildred earlier. She's working on her own.
I'm making 2 claw attacks. After I'm going to cast freaking Hunter's Mark first because I marked off a slot. I just gotta say it.
Okay, so you cast Hunter's Mark on this guy, and then begin lethally attacking with your claws.
I'm gonna try to not lethally do it if I can, like do leg slices.
Fair enough.
Like
One of them
Achilles
does.
tendon.
Yeah, one of them does hit with a 19.
He'll never walk again.
19 damage because of Colossus Slayer and sneak attack.
But yeah, which he would have had. Actually, you know, technically, he's blinded anyway, and he is in combat with Ormr, so you would have advantage on both of those attacks. So we'll just go ahead and say the first 2 was your first attack, which was a hit.
Oh,
So
is
go
he
ahead.
still? He's still up?
He's still up, but he is blinded, and he's looking. He's now got huge gouges down the his legs underneath his armor from you, and they're bleeding quite a bit. He looks pretty bad.
I look at the blood and just and just kind of punch him. Not very good with punching, but
Yeah, just making an unarmed strike, but you punch him as hard as you can, but it's thick armor.
just please fall down. I don't want to kill you.
Okay. That's it for your turn. Next we come to the veteran, who can't see, just got the shit punched out of him by, and wouldn't be, let's see, anyway, he's blinded, he's gotten the shit punched out of him, he's barely hanging on, I don't mind telling you guys, he has 2 hit points.
Yeah.
Tergot,
very willing to negotiate.
he looks like he's barely managing to hold on, and he puts his arm back against the wall that he can feel but can't see, and he calls out, "Mercy! Mercy! Please don't kill me! I have a family!"
I don't want to. Please, just give up.
The next guy,
Yes.
this guy is holding his action.
He can make a save now
Oh, okay.
for the end of his turn.
Got it. Con save?
Yeah, same DC.
Yep, he
So he's
failed.
still blind.
Still blind. Next veteran's turn. And he's heard this, and he calls out, Magic user! You clearly have us at disadvantage. You claim you're not supposed to be here, and that the Chancellor wrongly imprisoned you.
Yep.
Have you any proof?
We were traveling with Sir Edmund Coltrast, who's being tried to kill. His uncle is trying to kill him to take his claim to, it wouldn't be the throne.
Yeah, he was going to speak to the king.
His title.
No,
Yeah,
his
but-
title. His father was a baron.
Okay. Right. So
We
it's-
had a letter, but Mildred Valcon took it.
Yeah,
It was-
Mildred has our letter from the town that sent us here in the first place, and she took Edmund Coltrast with her, whose uncle is trying to take his barony away from him. Attempted to kill him in the first place, but did not succeed.
It dictates that she's a part of that coup, considering she only became adversarial with us after we told her of Edmund.
Yeah, we're not trying to kill any of you guys. We just
We
have
came
to
for help.
stop her from hurting Edmund or the king.
And the countryside is at risk as well, considering there are necromancers now holding your title of baron.
I don't know anything that's going on, to be quite honest.
I'm making a lot of presumptions, but
You're making what you're making is
A good argument.
An interesting
sense.
argument, and I'm going to say since you guys are all chiming in, you're going through turn order a little bit, so I'm going to kind of ignore the turn order for a second. Go ahead, Fantine, make a persuasion check. With advantage, because Finn at least is helping you, though Tergot's just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
26.
The guard says, if you say you're not here to, you're not criminals, and you're only here to, I'm sorry, I don't know this name, Edmund Coltrast, but I do know of the barony of Coltrast.
The son of the former baron who has been murdered.
The heir. His uncle's trying to take over instead of him.
If what you're saying is true, and the Chancellor is indeed the one wrongly imprisoned you, prove it by releasing us from this spell.
Okay,
That's a weird way to prove it.
I'll drop the spell.
He's scared.
Well, he's scared and he's at disadvantage, and he's at least willing to talk, but he wants to see if you guys are going to follow through.
Yeah,
So
drop the spell.
you drop the spell, and both of their eyes clear. The guy leaning against the wall that is barely holding on is looking at you, Tergot, and Ormr.
I'll cast Cure Wounds at level 2 on him. If I
Okay.
feel bad.
Sure, go ahead and roll that.
Wait. So I know I missed. I'm back, but I know I missed some stuff and everything. But I think it'd be kind of funny for me to use Hand of Healing on him and slap some healing back into
Slap
him.
some sense into him.
But to be fair, I only got 4 points and also accidentally rolled a Hunter's Mark, so.
Oh,
You killed him.
well, we'll ignore the hunter's mark. But 4 points of healing.
See, I'm not very good at healing.
And
but
then Ormr, you just walk up and slap him as hard as you can across the face and heal him.
Sure, why not? I mean, I just think I just want to use my Hand of Healing.
Well, use your hand of healing.
Let's see. Okay, so let me see if I am doing this right. I hope so. I think I do. That's not what I do, is it?
No, that's definitely not what you do.
She punches him.
killed him!
No, he's dead.
Okay. There, I get. So when I clicked on Hand of Healing, that's what came up. 6 healing.
Yep. Okay, so you walk up and slap him across the face, and as you do, his wounds close up even more. And some of the bruising goes away as he's healed for 6 hit points. And the guard kind of like grasps his face and looks at you and not sure whether to thank you or not, because he felt the healing. He also felt the smack.
Yeah,
Turn off your thing.
you should have put all of us into his magic. Actually, I don't know those are magic rooms. Never mind.
But
No.
anyway, I think this is a great place to end things for this evening.
All right.
Yeah, that was awesome, you guys. Definitely did not. It did not go the way I thought it would when you guys tried to break free. So that was awesome.
Yep.
There was a lot of options of when you guys were going to try this, so I was really curious to see how it played out. But good job, you guys are at least not surrounded and with a bunch of guys trying to kill you.
Hey, if you're in the chat and you want us to succeed, make sure you tell the DM we should all get inspiration. Post it in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys interacting with the chat can help out the party members a little bit. Just got to give them shout outs and that sort of thing. But thank you to everybody who watched this evening. On behalf of the Debauchery Circus, I am Matthew R. Dawson. And come back and check us out again next Monday. We'll see you then. Have a good night.
Nope, not next Monday.
Oh, that's right. Not next Monday, because next Monday we are going to be off. Thank you for reminding me. So, yeah, like Brandie said, next Monday we are off for that week. So we'll be picking up again in 2 weeks' time. But we'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody.